Okay, hello. Hello and welcome. My name is Crystal Berry, Vice President at 25th Hour Communications, and I am here today with the MCCA team, and we have some really great information to share with you about the Missouri Apprenticeship Program. I do have a few housekeeping items to go over before we dive into introductions. So let's go ahead and get those taken care of first. Right at the top of the list, we have the chat feature in the webinar platform here today. So you are able to utilize that for questions. We will have a Q&A at the end of this brief, but feel free to drop questions in along the way. The MCCA staff that you see on the screen will be available for post press event interviews today and tomorrow. I will drop that email in the chat so that you can set that up. You'll be looking to schedule that with Katie Alexander, and I'll introduce her in just a moment. The last one is that this event is being recorded and it will be posted to the MOAM website later today, along with some other information about the program. So please head up there this afternoon and download any additional information that you need. So again, my name is Crystal Berry, Vice President at 25th Hour Communications, and I'm partnered today with MCCA, the Missouri Community College Association team. We have Brian Milner here, CEO. Brian, why don't you raise your hand? President and CEO at MCCA. I have Jordan Williams, the MCCA Deputy Director and MOAM Project Lead. Jordan. Morning. And Katie Alexander, Director of Communications. So with that, I would like to hand it over to Katie.
Thanks, Crystal. Thank you everyone again for joining us this morning. As Crystal said, I am Katie Alexander, Communications Director for MCCA. So we're excited to be here today to talk a little bit about opportunities for both employers and students through the Missouri Apprenticeships in Manufacturing Program, or better known as MOAM. MOAM is a federally sponsored apprenticeship program that helps students prepare for careers in advanced manufacturing by delivering training opportunities tailored to meet employer needs. A consortium of 9 schools currently participates in MOAM, which is paid for with grant funding by the Department of Labor. And apprenticeships in the program receive classroom instruction at one of the 9 colleges while working, learning, and earning a paycheck through a local industry partner. So with that, I will go ahead and turn it over to Brian to share a little bit more.
Excellent. Thanks, Katie. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. MCCA has worked diligently to promote MOAM and increase apprenticeship opportunities for community college students in advanced manufacturing, specifically in automation and systems, logistics, and production maintenance. These career pathways are projected to lead high demand entry and middle skill occupations. According to the American Association of Community Colleges and Inside Higher Ed, the Biden administration has identified higher ed pathways in community and technical colleges as apprenticeships and internships for credit are among their top education goals. Now is an excellent time for us to position MCCA and MOAM as thought leaders for advanced manufacturing training in Missouri and across the country. Our primary audiences include business and industry leaders, economic and workforce development entities, major employers, and advanced manufacturers. Our goal for this event today is to share more about the opportunities that MOAM can provide Missourians in the way of hands-on job training, giving us the chance to train qualified graduates and support the current needs of our workforce. With that being said, I'll now turn it over to Jordan Williams to share more about the work of our colleges and our MOAM partners across the state. Jordan.
Thank you, Brian. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jordan Williams. I'm the Deputy Director and General Counsel of the Missouri Community College Association, but the vast majority of what I do is work on this MOAM grant. This MOAM grant, just as a brief overview, there are 9 of our Missouri community colleges that are involved in the grant that are part of our consortium, representing nearly every section of the state. It's sponsored by the Federal Department of Labor, and we've received nearly $12 million to go towards training, tuition, equipment, supplies, et cetera, to help further this grant and the grant's goals. I was able to check this morning to get an updated list of how many participants we have, and we have just crossed the 1,100 participant threshold. So despite having some challenges with COVID, the grant started just a few months before, unfortunately, COVID hit. We joked that it's very difficult to do welding remotely. We presented some difficulties to us, but we have nine different schools and some really, really experienced and resilient folks that are at those schools. And we're able to be as flexible as possible, going remote in some areas. But now, given the climate, we are really ramping up speed. We've built a tremendous amount of momentum in this grant in terms of participants and businesses signing on. And we thought now would be a good time to let everyone know, to remind them of these great opportunities. The goal, I think, here today is, as I said, there's 9 different schools. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense for us to have, 20 people up here, representatives from every school. As I said, it represents people from all over the map in terms of the state of Missouri and where these campuses and businesses are located. So if there's any questions you have about your specific area, please follow up with Katie Alexander or myself, and we'll put you in touch with a lead from one of those 9 schools, and perhaps a business and a participant that we could have further discussions on. So we're trying to just give a real basic overview here, answer as many questions as you may have, and hopefully there's some follow-up and interest so that we can get the word out about this great program and all the great work that's being done. One of the main goals of this was to really change perception about what a manufacturing career can look like. Advanced manufacturing, we have several of our schools are opening up new advanced manufacturing facilities and buildings for additional instruction. Advanced manufacturing is not, this dusty, dark, floor of a factory, as people may envision when they think about what a manufacturing career can look like. These are really not just jobs, but careers that can give someone a career of the future with wage growth, provide for them and their families, and really help as we, again, come out of COVID, really kickstart Missouri's advanced manufacturing economy and the economy overall. An apprenticeship is really the perfect model to do that. There has been a push. The state has been a tremendous partner in apprenticeship. You have probably heard everyone from the governor on down in state government discussing the advantages of apprenticeship and how successful Missouri has been under the governor's leadership, pushing towards apprenticeship. And there's a lot of different players there. And I think another message we want to get across today is just how perfect of a resource that Missouri's community colleges can be in navigating all these different parties, because you have the federal folks, you have the state folks, you have the businesses you want to work with, or if you're a future apprentice, you need to navigate all of that. The experienced folks at our community colleges are the perfect resource to help walk you through all of those steps. They'll help you, get your proposed apprenticeship certified by the Department of Labor, if that's in fact what you want to do. The apprenticeship folks that work in our community colleges are the perfect guide, and that's really a message we want to get out today, is just how great of a resource they can be. As I said, the state has been a tremendous partner. Missouri nationwide continues to be one of the leaders in apprenticeship careers in the entire nation. Second only to a few much larger states in terms of overall number of apprentices in the last few years. We are proud that MOAM has played a role in that, in getting apprentices signed up and advancing in their careers, helping businesses, all of that, all of those great benefits of apprenticeship. MOAM has positioned itself to assist in that regard, and we're very lucky to be in Missouri that there's been such a focus on apprenticeship and the good work that it can do. Specifically, why would it be a business or an apprentice, a future apprentice, be interested in working with MOAM? We hear a lot of today, turning first to businesses, prospective businesses that may be interested in apprenticeship or working with one of our community colleges. It really comes down to a couple of things that are the biggest. There's tons of advantages, but we keep hearing of the problem businesses are having with retention. And apprenticeship has shown, and the facts bear this out, that apprentices, somebody who goes through that program, someone who has a mentor from a company, their retention numbers are significantly higher than someone who had not gone through a similar program. And this all equates to another thing that's really big, is return on investment. The investment, and you'll get assistance in that investment by this, this federal funds that are part of this grant. But even going forward and sustaining this beyond this grant period, apprenticeship has been shown to have a significant return on investment that is very positive for the businesses and will pay off in the long run in terms of that retention I talked about and overall worker productivity, et cetera. The numbers continue to bear that out. And you can follow up with us to get even more specifics. go to the website that we're going to be pushing out here in a little bit. And some of that information is there, and we have more information to share should you wish to follow up. As I said, these are careers of tomorrow. There is documented wage growth if you're an interested participant. If you're an unemployed individual, you could start off in a pre-apprenticeship program. You also could start off in an apprenticeship program, but commonly you start off in a pre-apprenticeship program, which will then give you some of the basic skills, help you figure out what you want to do, and then in turn funnel you into an apprenticeship program where there's real wage growth and towards that real high-skilled career that I was talking about earlier. Lastly, in terms of where are these jobs, I mean, it's advanced manufacturing is the name of the grant, but that includes a number of things that support advanced manufacturing. I think the biggest one that you wouldn't immediately associate with advanced manufacturing would be CDL training, commercial driver's license and trucking. We have several of our schools with the trucking simulators and doing apprenticeships to get folks their CDL, and that's all in support of advanced manufacturing. But some of the other more common ones, we have many of our schools are doing welding, HVAC, industrial maintenance, CMT, which is a big one that has been pushed at the state level. So there's any number of careers, and again, a lot of that information is on the website, but we are looking now to really continue this momentum. There's been so much success, the resilience that everyone showed during COVID times, and now that we're finally coming out of that, knock on wood, there has been tremendous momentum, and we really want to build upon that. We're hoping to get that message out to businesses and interested participants.
At this time, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop those in the chat there, and we're happy to answer whatever questions you might have.
Katie, while we're waiting on questions, I think I may just add too, one of the reasons that MOAM has been successful is that we've been able to build on a track record of success in the federal grant space. So previously, the Missouri Community College Association, through our same consortium model, successfully managed 3 federal TAC grants in manufacturing, in healthcare, and in STEM fields to take people who were maybe unaware of those fields previously and get them into high demand and well-paying jobs. And that is really the role of the community college, and then collectively the role of the Community College Association to create those opportunities for our students. And we have been successful in serving thousands of students utilizing crucial federal resources, securing those, bringing those back to Missouri, and ensuring opportunities for Missourians through those programs. So MOAMP is just another, it's the current example of what our community colleges are doing to serve the state of Missouri.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Brian. It's also an excellent way for you, whether you're an interested participant, future apprentice, or a business, to partner with the federal Department of Labor. In this instance, it's the Department of Labor and our federal partners. That we've been fortunate enough to have an excellent working relationship with them. They were very helpful in terms of helping schools, and it wasn't just us; it was everywhere around the nation that were involved in this grant. By doing webinars about how to shift things during the pandemic, how to expand your recruitment to underserved populations, and the federal Department of Labor in this instance has been a tremendous partner, and it helps us connect these businesses and future participants with the federal Department of Labor. So they've been a wonderful partner, as Brian said, in the past, and here for this grant.
We do have one question, probably for you, Jordan. What's the best way for an interested company to get involved?
So if you go to the website, you can see where the 9 different schools that are participating. And if you don't even do that, just contact Katie or myself, and we can tell you. It's really, we're going to want to partner you with the community college that is the closest to you in your area. Perhaps you have a relationship with them already. If not, again, at MCC, that's our job, is to connect folks to our community college members. So you want to keep it local if possible. That's usually what makes the most sense. So yes, try to find out who your local partner is of the 9 schools. Those are all listed on the website that's going to be pushed out. But again, if you're having trouble navigating that anyway, contact Katie or myself, and we can put you in touch with the right folks.
Okay, I think that's it for questions. If there aren't any more, just thank you everyone again for joining us. And as Crystal said, myself and Jordan will be available for interviews today and tomorrow. If you do have any follow-up questions, just shoot us an email at that email address in the chat. It's admin@mccatoday.org. And we'll also be sending a follow-up press release with my direct contact information and a link to today's recording as well. So thank you again, and we really encourage everyone to share this message and take advantage of this program.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Great.
Bye-bye.